Money. It affects our everyday life. But how do we make more of it? Manage it. And make sure we make the most of our money. Welcome to Money Mindful, a podcast to teach and support you as you learn to manage your money.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Meaghan Jean Smith. I am a money mindset and life coach for women entrepreneurs. I help you create your money and life goals. If that's you, welcome to the show. I'm going to give you something today that is going to be so helpful for you in creating your money and life goals in a way that is not working against yourself and really looking after yourself. But before I talk to you about that, I want to let you know about something else. I want to let you know how you can access a free training that I have on my website because, like I just said, I help women create their money and life goals. And there's a process. And part of that process I have recorded as a 3-day training. It is an excellent foundation to get started with creating your money and life goals. And it is available to you right now. And you can access it by going to my website. It says get the free course, like right on the front page of my website. But it's also always in the show notes of my most current episodes. And someone actually just reached out to me recently to ask me how to access something that I mentioned on the show. So I want to let you know that wherever you're listening to this podcast, on most podcast players, as far as I know, like on the Apple iTunes player, when you see my podcast and you're pressing play and you scroll down, it tells you what the episode's about. And if you keep scrolling down, I always have a link to the show notes of this show, like whatever the current show is that I'm doing. And it's always moneymindful.com.au/podcast and then whatever the episode is. So today's episode, I think, is 125 off the top of my head. So anything that you want to access from this show today, you can just go to moneymindful.com.au/podcast 125. But there's always a link at the bottom of the blurb of wherever you're listening to this podcast. So if there's anything that I ever talk about on the podcast, like my video training or one of the guests who's come on the show and you want to go check them out, I always put links on my website in the show notes page, and you can just access that by scrolling to the bottom of wherever you're listening to this episode and on iTunes, and you'll be able to see there's a link there specifically to my website. And then not only that, but specifically to the website page that is created for this show. So just wanted to let you know that's what that is. When at the end of every episode, I say you can just check it out in the show notes. That's where you go because it's all there, everything from each episode I do. But if you haven't got it already, go and sign up for this 3-day video training. Just especially if you've got goals that you haven't kicked off and you're not in progress of creating, or you're a bit like, oh, how do I start? I don't know how to get started. I don't know what to do first, or I don't know which goal I should tackle first. Like I want to do this with my business, but I also want to work on this in my personal life. The training that I've provided for you will help you with all of that. So do yourself a favor and go and get your hands on the How to Create Your Money and Life Goals 3-day video training. Okay, today I want to talk to you about making money with ease and fun. Is it possible that making money can be easy and fun? And the way that you make money, is that easy and fun? And if it's not, tune in, listen up, because I'm going to help you with this today. So First of all, I just want a bit of a trigger warning for you. If you are right now like doing it hard or struggling on the money front, I just want to say that, nothing's gone wrong here, in the sense that I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, it's all right for Meaghan to say that. I actually want to help you be able to overcome that and help you create money in an easy and fun way. Because when people used to talk to me about stuff that I'm about to share with you today, it used to really sort of like get to me. Like, like I'd kind of feel angry or annoyed, like, oh yeah, well, it's easy for you to say that, right? So I want to help you with how to shift out of where you currently are with what you're experiencing with money and into a way that can be fun and easy if that's what you want. Keep listening. So if you follow me on my social media, on Instagram, you'll know that I've been sick as a dog. I went to a mastermind in America at the first week of April, and then I got COVID a couple of days after I got back to Australia, and I've spent the last 2 weeks like just being in bed, like isolating and then recovering. And this week is my first day, like my first time back at work when I'm actually working on my business, seeing clients. And this month, out of the whole month of April, so far I've worked 2 days and I've made $18,000 this month. And I've worked 2 days. So making money this month has been really easy. And I mean, I wouldn't say having COVID is fun, but I've been to America for a week. Like, I've had an amazing month and I've made money. And so making money is fun and it is easy for me. And I want to help you also get to that place where making money is easy and fun. This has not always been the case for me. Making money has definitely not always been easy, and it definitely has not always been fun. And I want to share with you how I've got to this place so you can do it too. The very, very first step is however you think about money right now. Like, if you're listening to this thinking, oh, are you for real, Meaghan? Like, I work so hard. And it's not about the amount of money either, because I know there's some people who'll be listening that make 18,000 plus every month, and that's like no big deal, but maybe they work really hard, like 60, 80 hours a week. Or maybe there's some people who don't make anywhere near that money and also work really hard, and it's kind of like hard to fathom making that much in a month, right? Like, it's not about the actual amount. But what I'm getting at is whatever it is, however you think about money now in terms of how to create it, I want you to consider maybe I'm wrong about that. Like, if you think that money equals hard work, the first step is just like I'm not suggesting you are wrong about it, but the first thing I did was all my thoughts that I have about money, or that I had about money, like you've got to work really hard for money, like it's a real struggle to make a lot of money. The first thing I did was just really open the door to the idea that my strong held, like felt really real, like the truth, the facts of life beliefs, was just opening up to the idea that, well, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you don't have to work really hard to make a lot of money. Like, maybe making money could be fun, right? Like, and in the beginning, that was very hard to get to. But if you want to create new and different experiences with money, you've got to change your belief system. Like, that's how it happens. Because if you are entrenched in believing that making money is hard, or that you have to work really hard to make the money that you want to make, that is what you will create, because we live our life through our belief systems, right? Like, that's how we create our lives. And that was certainly how I was living my life. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I've learned about money, like financial education, has come from total fear and scarcity, like fear and scarcity of being, poor, like being not having a home to live in or not having enough money. Resistance to feeling that has what fueled me to learn about money and to work hard, right? So I had enough money. And that's the belief system that I 100% completely just lived through. Like that was the facts of life, like reading The Age newspaper. The Age newspaper, by the way, is just a newspaper in Melbourne, Australia. Once I opened up to being willing to be wrong about the way I thought about something, it didn't change anything straight away. It's not like I suddenly was like, oh yeah, making money is easy and fun, la la la, and rainbows are everywhere. But I just started to like crack open the space that maybe there's another way. Maybe this isn't the case for everyone. Maybe I could have a different experience with money. Maybe it's possible for things to be different. And even though I didn't believe that in the beginning, I just started to open up to that idea, right? Because if you are totally 100% fixed in money equals like hard work, that is what you will create. Like there's no doubt about it. That's what you're going to create, right? So that was first step, like just being open to the idea that maybe my strong held beliefs, maybe I was wrong about that, right? Not that I'm wrong or that there's anything wrong with me, but just like being open to a different perspective, okay? And then the second thing that I did, so after I was willing to look at my current beliefs that maybe they weren't set in stone, the second thing I did was I just started to play around with the idea of, well, if it was easy and fun to make money, what might that look like? Now, I did not come up with the answer to that straight away, but I just let myself marinate on that. I just opened up to the possibility. Well, what might that look like? Like, are there other people who have fun and make money easily? Like, what do they do? And then it's like that concept, which I've told you like a bazillion times, it's like when you're pregnant, suddenly like every second person you see is pregnant and you've never noticed a pregnant person ever before in your life, or you've just bought a new yellow car and then like every person in the world seems to have a yellow car. Same thing. Like once you open up to, well, maybe making money could be easy and fun. Like what might that look like? You start opening yourself up to the possibility that that could be true. And then over time, you start finding evidence for that, right? Like I'm not going to like try to pretend that this just happened overnight for me. It did not. It has definitely been a work in progress, but it has been something that at first I just opened up to the possibility of it. But then as I started to see like other people making a lot of money and like not working really hard. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't do anything, but just like doing it in a way that's fun and joyous, right? I just started taking that on as something that could be true. And I started practicing that belief, like literally writing it out every day, like making money is easy and fun. And over time, this is what I've created. And, I've shared so much stuff with you in previous podcasts about how I've changed the way that I show up at work, how I've incorporated breaks throughout the year, and how I've automated stuff in my business. I mean, there's lots of things that I've done to create a situation where this month I was able to go overseas for a week, and then I was also able to create the space for myself to be sick and take time off work and have more than 3 weeks off work in a month and still make $18,000, right? And I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like I'm still in the process of that still blows me away. Like I'm like, wow, it's still all unraveling for me because this is like a current belief that I've been working on, but I'm obviously believing it, right? Because it's creating. So just in summary, if you want to change your current belief system around money, start with just being open to be wrong about maybe some of the ideas you have about money could be wrong, right? Like maybe you could look at them from a different perspective. And then start opening up to what it is that you want to believe about money. So I wanted to believe that making money could be easy and fun. And that's why that's the specific belief that I was practicing. And then I looked for all the ways that I could actually create that in my life, right? This is the type of work I do with my clients, helping them change their belief system so they can create new results in their life, right? Like new goals, new money and life goals. I would love to help you with that. I have opened up a whole new coaching day. I'm going to make those times available to you in the end of May coming up to June because the days that I have now are booked. So if you are interested in working with me, you want to learn how to change your beliefs and, be also able to create money by taking 3 weeks off in a month and do it with ease and in a fun way, I'd love to help you with that. You can get in contact with me by going to my website and booking a consult. All the links are in the show notes of this, like wherever you're listening, just scroll to the bottom and all roads lead to Rome. If you're on my website, you'll be able to find the link to book a consult. I would love to help you. Let's do this. Let's help you make money like in a fun and easy way. It's totally available to you. All right. Until you hear from me again next week, have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For more info, visit moneymindful.com.au. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. And remember, the information in this podcast is of a general nature only and does not take into account your personal circumstances or goals. Please seek professional advice for your own financial needs. Remember to have fun along the way.